Welcome back to Talking Hip Hop. I'm your host, JustKeekz, and today's guest is Isaiah Peck.
Cali to UK, from TO to the A. And shout out Devin Strange, and shout out Tevin J, my niggas from day one. You know they keep it real where I came from. You know this shit is real.
Isaiah Peck, also known as Zay, is a multi-talented artist, dancer, and actor. You might recognize him from hit productions like Disney's Zombies 2 and 3, The Next Step, Sneakerella, and Nickelodeon's The J-Team. Beyond acting, he starred in major commercials for McDonald's, Kia, Levi's, and more. Now he's stepping further into the music scene with his latest single, Day One. Here to chat all about it. Well, please welcome to the show, Isaiah Peck.
Thank you.
Yay!
That was a serious intro.
I'm so happy I got that on the first try.
You really did your research.
Thank you for coming through. You
Thanks
are
for having me.
episode 31. Before we begin, how are you?
I'm great. Yeah, it's a nice Monday. It's March. It's am I allowed to date this?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, it's
Go
March.
ahead.
It feels good. First
Yeah.
quarter's been really good to me this year, so
That's true.
I'm feeling pretty good.
And I do want to start right. I want to really begin with your latest single, Day One. What inspired the track? And also talk to me about the creative process.
I was in the studio with my friends Jeremy and Fargo.
Okay.
And we Jeremy basically had the house free for like the week, maybe 2 weeks. I think his family went away for the summer, so we were just like, let's just lock in for 2 weeks. Literally slept over at the crib and just cooked up for like a week straight. And I think for me, it's just like we're constantly making music, but sometimes it takes a little bit of time to get into the swing of things or to fully relax. Like when you first get to the studio, you're kind of in go mode, ready to go. But I think we made like 5 songs that day, and Day One was the last one that we made. But we were just so in the zone that it just kind of came naturally. Like I heard the beat, Fargo played it. I was like, yeah, that's the one. Jeremy loaded it up, and then we just started writing.
Did you do that all within one day?
The first half of the song we did in one day. I think I came back with
nice.
second verse and tweaked it a little bit.
Wow.
But we wrote a lot, and then, actually no, I lied. First verse and second verse we did all in one day.
Okay.
The hook we didn't have, but we just had ideas. And then I
Right.
was like, well, we just make the hook this. And
Yeah.
Fargo was giving his input, and yeah, it just turned out fire.
So
We were jumping around.
What does that look like? Like when you're making a song, do you just like, I always wonder, like every artist of course is different, but you start with, okay, let me write down the lyrics first. Some people I heard they like to take walks and then like, I don't know what comes to them. What is that like for you?
I think it's different for every artist. I personally, I write a lot, so I'll be in my phone or I'll just like write on paper at home. Some people that write songs, I would say like vocalists, they do a lot of writing before they go into the booth. A lot of rappers will like punch in. I kind of use a little bit of both.
Okay.
So whatever hits me in the booth, I'll lay it down. Usually the melodies hit me right away and I'll lay those down right away. But for words and just like certain phrases that I want to say or rhymes, I'm just like, okay, let me write this out first and then go into the booth a lot more of the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you've been in the entertainment industry for a while. So let's go back to the beginning. Tell us how you got started with dance and when did you realize you wanted to turn it into like a full-time career?
I think that it kind of all happened in like a weird snowball effect where like one thing just kind of led to the next. My dad he used to be a breakdancer, so he used to break dance when I was younger, and I kind of used to just watch him and like pick up the steps, and then eventually he started to teach me a little bit, and then he brought me to a dance studio in Brampton called JustKeekz Hip Hop Academy. I grew up there pretty much, and my parents were just like, you know, take it seriously, and I leaned into it really heavily at a young age because I was dancing at home, and they were like, okay, well, he's got like this potential, let's nurture it. So started doing dance at my dance studio, and then my dad, both my parents, to be honest with you, they kind of threw me into musical theater for a little second.
Okay.
So I went to a musical theater school downtown, and then I was still going to an arts high school. So it was kind of just like everything's kind of happening all at once and just like slowly compounding together. Slowly after that, being in high school, being at the art school, being at the dance studio, I hear about a couple acting auditions and a couple agencies are looking at me, acting agencies, and they pick me up. And first few auditions, I go straight into that realm. So TNS happened, Next Step happened, and then again, it's like everything keeps happening. It literally just keeps happening. I think it's like right place, right time for me, and just being prepared. I think that everything that I've gone through kind of prepares me for the next thing. So being at the dance studio prepared me to go to the art school. Being at the art school and musical theater school prepared me to go on those auditions and to be in front of agencies. Being with those agencies and being in those auditions prepared me to be on stage and to be on tour. And then my dad also used to be a musical engineer. Okay. So that's where the music part comes back in, because I used to be in the studio with him at a young age too, and then I don't know, just like one day I was like, I want to make music too. Yeah, okay. And I think I always had like the inkling for it, but I guess things kind of clicked when I was on the TV show, and I was like, cool, I get to dance for me, but I want something more. Acting is cool because I get to be on part of an ensemble on a show, but I want something that kind of is my own. So I looked towards music, and that felt really good. Yeah, I feel like it's naturally, I guess you were led down that path because you were already doing like, it's a natural progression. You know what I mean? Think that it makes sense. Yeah. But it also just feels amazing to be able to like create the music that I want to move to or that I want to hear. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And my next question is, like, as we're talking about it, so you successfully, as you said, transitioned from being a dancer to now an actor and artist. Yeah. Was that like always the plan, or did that just naturally fall into your lap? I think it naturally just happens. Yeah. I think that I've always wanted to make music in a weird way, because my dad used to kind of like make me record when I was a kid, and I used to hate it because I was like, I just want to dance. I love that for you, because look at where you are now. I know, right? Full circle moment. I mean, right where I started. So I think it was always in the cards for me, but I didn't take it seriously until I kind of felt more accomplished in one thing, you know? So I did dance, and I focused on that. And then I did acting, and I focused on that. And I think that I've gotten myself to a place where I feel really, really good about those talents and those crafts. And I'm still working at those, obviously, but now I'm like, I need this one too. You know, I need this music stuff too. Yeah. That feels amazing. Tell me about your dad, because your dad, as you mentioned, he used to break dance, then he was in music. Like, how did he kind of play a role in what you're doing now? He's kind of like, I guess at a young age, you look at your parents as like superheroes, you know what I mean? And I think that he did a really good job of making me feel like I can do anything. And watching him accomplish a lot of those things at a young age, I felt like I could do anything. So I was like, I'm gonna do exactly what he's doing. He was the inspiration, you know what I mean? He was the first like piece of inspiration that I really got to lock in. Exactly, So. And many people might recognize you as Henry from The Next Step. Again, you were on Zombies. You been in a lot of hit TV shows. How did these opportunities come about, and what has the journey been like for you? The journey's been great. I think that all those opportunities and all those shows, roles that I've played or danced a part of, they're very loosely based on me, which is cool. And they allow me to bring out different versions of myself in that element. You know what I mean? So I love them. They're always fun to do whenever they come across. Whenever people acknowledge that I've been on those shows or done those projects, it feels really good. Yeah. Because I know that like I've done a really good job at representing, whether that be hip hop or being a young black actor from Canada. Like it just talk about it. It definitely it uplifts me. And I'm glad that I can do that for other people too. Yeah. Yeah. With such a strong background in like TV and film, you're now rebranding yourself as a music artist. You're prioritizing music a little more. Has it been challenging shifting people's perception of you from an actor to a musician? With the internet or just with the way people like meet you, it's always difficult to like reintroduce yourself as something else, even though they met you as one thing. Yeah. I've kind of accepted it though. Like it is what it is. People know me for this, but it's also good because like I'm known to be a good dancer. I'm known to be a good actor. There's nothing wrong with those things at all. I think now people are just gonna have to get to know that I'm a good music artist, and I'm going to have to convert some fans along the way. I might lose some fans along the way, but I know that I'm going to gain a lot of people too. So. And people like evolve over time. Yeah. Like you're not always going to do the same thing. They might, like I always tell people, we spoke off camera, like I used to dance, and even though I don't train professionally anymore, like it still always is a part of my life. Course. I love dancing. I can never lose that. I'm sure you still got those steps. Of course I do. Yeah. It's like muscle memory. Literally. You know? Another thing is like when you're asking artists for old versions of themselves, I think a lot of people get upset. They're like, yo, I miss the old this or I miss the old that. And it's like, that person doesn't exist anymore. Yeah. Literally, like they don't. Like they've gone through so much. They've evolved so much since that point in time. they're a completely different person. So accept that for what it is, embrace that, know that it's always going to be there because it lives in time, in history, but they're currently this, so be present with them, move with them, so.
And how would life be if we just stayed the same, like
Right?
stagnant and not tried new things? Like, come on.
That's boring.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So describe your sound and your style of music. Is there any artist that might influence or inspire your sound?
I was raised on a lot of 90s hip hop and R&B,
Hey,
so that kind of influences how I dress a lot of the time, or how I'd like to carry myself. In terms of current inspirations, or not even inspirations, but current people that I rock with, I really like Gunna's new stuff. I think that his discography right now has been like flawless. Like he's just album after album is killing it. Don Toliver, big Donnie fan.
Okay.
He's sick. Love some Bryson Tiller. Of course Drake. Love Drake. I'm trying to think. As for old inspirations, like I love Wu-Tang, I love Pharcyde, Tribe Called Quest, love Tribe. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a little mashup of a lot.
Of the old school, the new school. Okay.
I think as a b-boy, as a dancer, like that's where a lot of the old school inspiration comes from, but I do really enjoy just high energy hip hop, rap music.
As someone who's been in the industry, as you said, you're like a triple threat: acting, dancing.
It's so
music.
funny when people say that because I want to embrace it and I want to accept it. I'm just like, damn, like it just sounds braggadocious.
Yeah. No, but it's true.
Like, oh, you do everything.
You are doing
like,
everything.
Yeah, a little
Is there
bit.
like one you want to focus on more, or is the plan to just continue doing all three?
I believe that with every one of those disciplines and those crafts, I kind of have to dedicate myself to it for a little bit of time, just so I can get better at it, of course. And I think that I've given myself enough time to become a really good dancer, and I still work at that, obviously. Same with acting, like I had to give myself a second of time to really treat myself like an actor. And now I'm like fully head first into music,
Locked
so
in.
that's what I am.
Okay.
As which one I like more, I can never really say.
Yeah,
Dancing is a
which one
spark
do you
for it
like
all,
more?
though. Like
Yeah.
I love dance at the end of the day. That's always going to be the case. You know what I mean?
I feel that.
But I think for this next portion of my life, this next part of my life, I gotta be an artist.
Yeah. How long have you been doing dancing for?
I've been dancing since I was like professionally since I was like 9.
Okay.
Yeah. I was dancing a little bit before then, but I was like in my room, just you know, my parents were like, okay, like you got a little something. And then I went to a studio at 9, and that was
Locked in,
Yeah.
focused.
Let's go.
Okay, so you've been doing that for a while.
yeah.
Sick.
Dance is my first love. For
Yeah. And what do you enjoy doing in your spare time outside of like music and entertainment?
Sure. I'm a big people person. I like spending time with my family or my friends. Yeah. If I'm not with my family or friends and we're outside partying or just like doing funny stuff, I'm very homebody.
Okay, so
Like,
you're
I'll
kind of
just kick
extroverted
it.
and introverted.
I think it's called ambivert. I'm pretty sure.
Okay, like
being
the
an
middle.
ambivert. Yeah, you're like
Okay.
you lean both ways. But
Right.
if I'm not out and I'm doing crazy stuff, I'm really at home on the low ski, low pro.
Okay.
Yeah, very chill.
Yeah. All right. And success means different things to different people.
Yeah.
What does it mean to you, and what's like the ultimate goal for you in this industry?
Ooh. I have goals, and they're obviously big and grandiose, like, you know, winning a certain award or being on tour with said person or having your own headlining tour, obviously. But I think right now my direct goal is to get to a place where people hear the music and they really enjoy it and it resonates with them. And when I point the mic to them, they sing it back to me.
Okay.
I want to get to that place.
Yes.
I know.
You
I
know you
imagine.
made it
Yeah.
when that happens.
I think like a
Yeah.
party was like, yeah, I've arrived at something. You know.
Yeah.
So I can't wait to get to that place where like I'm giving the crowd the energy and they're giving it back to me tenfold. And it's almost like they're performing it with me. And it's
You're
not
spinning
just,
the bar for bar.
Yeah.
You're like, wait a second.
Yeah. Because
I'll be
we
back.
do that with our friends in the
Yeah.
club. You know what I mean? It feels great. And I think that once I get to the place where I get to do that with the audience and my peers on stage or whoever else, like, yeah, it's gonna feel great.
Yeah. I can imagine.
It's a very specific goal. It's a very niche goal, but
No, but that's like
I see it.
sick.
I look forward to it.
Yeah, manifest that. Definitely. And for anyone discovering you for the first time, who is Zay? Like, how would you describe yourself in your artistry?
Such a loaded question. I'm a fun guy. I'm the life of the party. Yeah, I'm just here for a good time. I'm not gonna lie to you. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
I'm an actor, dancer, artist from Toronto, Canada.
All right. And what, I know this is like the cliche question, but I do want to ask, where do you see yourself for the next 5 years? Like, what are you doing?
I'm hoping to take this global. I'm hoping to take this worldwide. I really want to drop, if it doesn't happen within the next 5 years, hopefully I have like a debut album or an EP out at that point in time, and I can tour it. That's my goal, really and truthfully.
Okay.
Not to just be, popping off.
Yeah. And what does like a typical work day look like for you?
A lot of studio time in the evening.
Okay.
Yeah, my daytime is really free because I never know whether it's gonna be interviews like this or just being at any event or anything like that, or just like focusing in on other stuff I have to get done.
Okay.
But in the evening, it's either influencer events because that's a lot of my time in PR right now, or studio. I have to like live in the studio right now.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you do this full time?
No, I mean, I don't think it's actually ever full time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like it takes up a bulk of your day or a part of your day, and then you go back to other stuff.
It's like sporadic.
Yeah, like for example, like I have to go film an audition later after this, which
Okay, I
is
see.
like strictly for acting stuff. You know what I mean? So it's not necessarily full time because I gotta put on a different hat once I get over there.
Nice.
But yeah, in a weird way, it is full time. Like my career is
you're
what
trying to
pays the
say.
bills,
Yeah.
But it's not like I'm just doing this constantly.
Yeah, I feel like what you're saying is like you wake up and you don't really know what the day might look like.
It could look like anything, but it just changes on a week to week so much. You know what I mean? Like I could be here and then I could be like, okay, I gotta go to San Francisco for Levi's. Or, I could just have to jump up and leave to go to Washington D.C. for Prime. Like it just, it's always
What's
changing.
like the challenge with that though? Like, is there any like pros and cons with kind of, I guess you don't know?
I love traveling.
Yeah.
I love being on the go. I
who
love things
doesn't?
kind of changing on the dime. I think that in the last like 2 years, I've gotten really good at adapting to whatever just gets thrown at me. So if someone says, yo, pack your bags, we're going here, I'm ready.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If someone says, yo, this opportunity is coming your way right now, let's go.
Outside of that, what would you say is like the biggest challenge that you've encountered this far?
Maybe rest. I don't like to rest.
You're
I'm
on the go.
I'm constantly on the go. I know that like I might kick it at home, but like my brain's constantly like, okay, what can we do? What should we do? Maybe I'm thinking about this in the future. But whenever I'm on the go, it's like I have a hard time being like, okay, stop the car.
You can't slow it down. Yeah.
So people around me have to be like, Zay, like it's okay
Slow
to
down
chill.
a
It's okay to
little.
rest. You know what I mean? Yeah.
No, I hear that. I could relate to the rest part too, because sometimes you go to sleep, that's when all the thoughts
For some reason,
like in the day you weren't doing this.
Right?
You
Oh
know
my
what
gosh.
I mean?
Or it's like when you hop in the shower and a bunch of ideas hit you, and then you're like, okay, I gotta remember these when I get out the shower. You get out the shower and you're like, what was I just saying?
Trust me. And then my head's hurting trying to remember what I forgot. It's all over the place. Yeah. But anyways, let the people know where they can go to stream your music, follow you on socials, all of that good stuff.
Isaiah Peck on all socials, or Zay Peck, whether you use Instagram or TikTok, and then Isaiah Peck on all music platforms. They went out now. Hopefully another one by the time you hear this. And thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Thank you for coming on the show. You heard it here first. Make sure you check out Zay on all social platforms. Check out his latest single, Day One. If you're not already following us, you can keep up with us on socials at Talkin Hip Hop Show. That's talking without the G, Hip Hop Show.
Real.
I'm your host, JustKeekz, and until next time, keep talking hip hop. Peace.
Just open my eyes, finally got some clarity. Broke a heart and left a with sincerity. Money comes so long, gave it to charity.